I mean, we can kind of transition here into Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas up 3-2 right now. That last game was an absolute kick in the dick immediately. And the most annoying thing is that it's really been number one. The most annoying thing is the fact that it has just been the ref show. Like, it's unbelievable for both teams, but some guys are just getting absolutely fucking hosed. But the other thing that's pissing me off, though, is that no matter how bad these referees are and how bad some of these calls have been, and like in major moments, like really fucking affecting games, one team has the discipline to be like, all right, well, this is just how it's going to be. So let's adjust and play our game here. But, you know, within the fucking rules for the most part. And one team's just incredibly fucking stubborn. And guess who the fucking stubborn team is? Like, I love that the Minnesota Wild want to be like the biggest, toughest team in the league. I love that. They like everyone in that lineup will run through a wall, will run you through the glass, will finish every fucking hit. But at some point, like, it's not like these calls are happening and it's like, oh, well, that won't happen again. Like, just keep doing, like, don't want, like, whatever. No, it's bitching to the refs, it's bitching to the media. Like, that post game, I love Dino, but that post game after game 5 was absolutely fucking brutal. Like, just do what DeBoer's doing. Just do that. Like, it's really not that hard. It's just
people are mad about what DeBoer's doing too, and I think it's brilliant. I think that he is playing it so goddamn well.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's fucking working. And again, like, some of these calls on Dallas have been fucking brutal too.
No,
but
it's definitely two ways. But like you pointed out, there's certain players that are getting watched. And I was gonna do it during the day today, but by the time this is out, I'll probably have it up as just a clip from 32 Thoughts where Freeman and Merrick like flat out say, like, yeah, that was a name tag call when Foligno gets ejected.
Mm-hmm. And like, listen, we all hate knee on knee. Yeah, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Absolutely. That is not, first of all, it's not 5. It is definitely not a fucking game. Asinine. That was, I figured they gave him the 5 to take a look at it. And the fact that they actually reviewed that and came back and said, yeah, we got to kick this guy out of the game is insane. Like, it's not a 5-minute major. It's not a game misconduct. He did not alter his path. Yes, he got the knee. No, he did not mean to get the fucking knee. He didn't lead with it. Like, he missed the hit. That's what happened. And unfortunately, they are all over him. The 2 other calls the game before were nuts. Like, that those were some of the 2 worst fucking calls I've ever seen. So I can only imagine how irate he is at all times. But guess what? First of all, if you're not going to change the way you play, you have to kill a fucking penalty, which they cannot do. I have never seen a team give up this many power play goals within the first 10 seconds of a goddamn power play.
That's it, man. Holy shit.
Like, just get the one fucking, like, make one play. Like, that's just so deflating. But wildly impressive that Marcus Foligno's racked up 35 fucking penalty minutes.
Jesus. Well, I love shift. Fucking Dino, man, coming out and he's like, what, am I supposed to just tell my guys to completely change how they play the game? I fucking guess so. Like, I don't know, dude. Clearly it's not working. Like, I understand, like you said before, the identity, but maybe if they're calling bullshit calls, let's do everything in our power to not put them in a position to call the bullshit calls. That doesn't mean don't hit anybody, but like, Moose is trying to not hurt anyone, but like, he's going for the big hit. Maybe we don't have to do that every fucking time and put the refs in a spot where, yeah, maybe I'll call that on Foligno.
Yeah. And we've talked about this, I think, on here before. The fucking ESPN rules analyst guys, like, that was the worst one of all time, where in the booth, he's like, yeah, like the analyst, everyone calling the game's like, yeah, no, that doesn't, that looks like an unfortunate, like, it's tripping, I guess, or whatever you call that, like 2 minutes. And it was Brad Meyer was like, yeah, no, you guys are right. He doesn't change the path, doesn't lead with the knee. It just looks like unfortunate contact there. And then they called the 5, and Brad Meyer's like, yeah, no, that's the right call. It should be. That's a good. Like,
Well,
you
but
fucking coward,
he
dude.
backtracked so many times on it too, though. He's like, yeah, it's knee to knee. Oh, but wait, it's actually just above the knee. Yeah, it's a leg to leg. Definitely still a 5 and an ejection. It's like
Like,
the fuck up, dude.
Dude, like that's the shit that drives me nuts. The fact that they cannot, and I think that's really probably like that's got to be one of my, if not my biggest beef with just like the refereeing, like how would I say? I don't know, like culture in the NHL where it's like no matter what, they will always just agree. And I get it because they're public enemy number one and someone has to have their back. But at some point, dude, it's all right to tell Steve Kazari, who's been reffing for a million fucking years, like, I think he'll be fine if you disagree with him. I think he'll be okay. I think he might be fine. Like, fucking you coward. Like, just, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to say, yeah, I probably wouldn't have called that. Like, done. Moving on. But no.
It's fucking stupid. What also came out though today or yesterday, as you listen, one of the plethora of stories coming out from Joe Smith this week sounds like Kaprizov is at 100%. Now, do we think that's gamesmanship, or is he actually 100% and just not finding a way to get past Dallas?
Yeah, I do think it is clear that he isn't, it's not like he's at 50%, but I can't imagine that he's at 100% right now, whether it's those ridiculous cross checks by Suter that somehow didn't warrant any fucking calls, or whatever it is, or he's just, he had an injury coming in. He only had a couple games to get going again. Like, he clearly isn't at 100%. But that being said, I think Dallas and and for whatever reason, it's DeBoer's teams that like have been able to neutral the 2 series that he's been in the playoffs against Vegas and against Dallas. Now they've, for the most part, just kind of neutralized them and really just eliminated any of those scoring chances. And as we know that a lot of this year, if Kaprizov shut down, like, like, well, who's gonna do it? So I think it's a combination of he's clearly not at 100%. Like, even just some of the like, even if they're going to keep him to the outside, he's not doing that thing where he goes like roundabout, gets the skates at 10-2 and just like holds on to the puck. Like, he doesn't even look confident, whether that's just he is a little bit injured or he's just not confident because he's not seeing the puck go in. It's clear to me that like, and I think it's more than just him. I think there are a couple of guys who look not at 100% at all. But again, Dallas, they're a great defensive team. DeBoer's a very good fucking coach. And it's just a good fucking hockey team. But I think they're beatable because my biggest takeaway so far, aside from this ref show, and really that's not even like my biggest takeaway because it's just like fucking annoying, but they can't keep this thing at 5v5 because when they do, they've largely, in a lot of these games, including the last game in game 4 at 5v5, if you look at the like scoring chances against, high danger chances, all that stuff, like they're largely either matching or not like completely outplaying, but their numbers are better. Like, John Klingberg wasn't on the ice at 5v5 for a single shot attempt. That's insane. Like, I was looking at it after, I was like, this is amazing. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. He wasn't like, the shot attempts were 10-0 for Minnesota when he was on the ice at 5v5 in game 4. John Klingberg. So if they can't keep it at 5v5, they have to kill a penalty, like just one. And
or how about score on the power play? Weird.
That power play is, I mean, just stubborn. It's just the same thing. Not like, it's not even like it's like a one and done. They're not even getting the one. They can't enter the zone. They can't establish. They don't make a single fucking pass. They like try to skate their way in, and then like it feels like it got dumped in, like you're dumping the puck in on the power play. And again, a lot of that's Dallas. It's a good penalty killing team and a good defensive team, but just such a stubborn look on that power play. And now the people are all out saying everyone's going to get fired again. But it feels like we're back to where we were a year ago here. A lot of the same issues. Can't stay out of the box, can't kill a penalty, and then can't do fuck all on the power play. Like, and we'll see what happens here in game 6, but they have to keep this fucking game at 5v5 for like at least take like less than 5 penalties, maybe like less than 5. But
so
yeah.
are you saying then that you don't think any of the coaches should be fired?
I don't know, like maybe that's where I have to actually sit down and like think about it a little bit more. Like I don't really know, like is it a personnel thing? I don't know. Is it literal just coaching? Because again, it's just such a stuff. Because we saw flashes. Like you look at the beginning of the year too. They like started the year hot on the power play.
What's the difference?
Kalen. No. There you go. Put him at. Do you see him? He was at center today in the line rushes.
Do it. Hey, go 11-7. Use him just for offensive zone faceoffs and power play time. That's the recipe. Boom.
Yeah.
Dude can create like none of the other defensemen can. But that isn't happening, so we don't need to dwell on that. What do you want to see? Like if you could step in and just like chat with Dino for like 5 minutes, like what would you say that you want to see? Not on the power play and penalty kill, just 5-on-5. Like, are there roster changes that you would make?
I don't know if necessarily like roster changes, but like I think my overall message, like, yo, simmer the fuck down. Like, finish every hit, fine. That's fine. It hasn't changed since game 1. They've been making the same fucking calls, so stop bitching about it. Don't whine. Guess what? That's the way it is. That's the way the series is getting called for both fucking teams, by the way. And again, one team is making the adjustments and the other team is not. So don't be stubborn. Make the changes you need to make in terms of just how you're fucking approaching these games. Because, like, that game was over in the first 3 minutes. Game 4, it was over. And they didn't change a goddamn thing. Like, so realistically, it's kind of just like, dude, keep it simple. You know what, like, has provided you guys success in the past. Like, and it's clearly not what you're doing. Like, so my overall is like, simmer the fuck down. Like, just play the fucking game. Because now at this point, it looks like every time they go out for a shift, they're just like worrying about the ref too. Where it's just like, I'm gonna go ahead and make this hit. They're like looking at the ref. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's like, stop, just fucking play the game and maybe win a face-off. I don't know.
Okay, the one that I want to see, and I'll throw this to you for opinion, I guess. I want Gus Nyquist in the top 6. I want him stapled there. I don't care where. Put him with skill guys and put him in a different role. I think that guy's been cooking and he's ready to burst.
Yeah, I like that. I would love to see him with whether it's Boldy or whether it's Johansson. I mean, I guess that would be the same thing. Yeah, he needs to be on the ice.
I'd even put him in for Zuccarello, man. Like, I'm not benching Zuccarello, but he's been okay. Like, I think that people are dogging him a little too hard, but like, it's definitely not all there. And it's the kind of shakeup that him and Kaprizov might need.
I do think we would be in a, well, obviously, but man, some of those fucking Ottinger saves in game 4, dude. I mean, that guy is a maniac. He's unbelievable. He's a fucking stud. Like, man, and even if they end up losing that game still, if just one of those goes in, whether they force overtime or just whatever, like, I do wonder if they just need one little thing to go right, to go their way. But, like, I mean, Ottinger is just, he is in sicko mode. He is insane. Like, some of that save on Johansson, unbelievable. Breakaway saves.
I do think that some of our attempts could be better, but that's not to take away from Ottinger. He has been lights out. He's been incredible. We all knew that he had this in him. And I think game 6, there's better likelihood that Gus steals the game than that Dean makes all the adjustments that need to be made. Like, we need Gustafsson to outduel Ottinger to get us to game 7.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of, I wanted to bring this up because I was listening. If anyone out there is familiar with Dmitry Filipovich, he's got a podcast, the PDO Cast. He had, what's his fucking name? He's a goalie guy, though. But he was actually talking about the Game 2 decision with Fleury. And he's like, it actually even like, he was on board with it. And he was saying how, number one, Dallas is like the most difficult place for goaltenders to play with like how hot it is and how just like, he was saying there he had one goalie earlier this year who lost like 11 pounds. So then I was like, oh my God. And if he didn't eat,
If you didn't eat after 1:30, yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine.
But I mean, just the water weight you lose, I guess, playing goalie in Dallas. And I mean, they went 2 overtimes. So it's interesting. Like, okay. And again, they were never winning. It doesn't matter who was in that game, too. They were not winning that fucking game. But it was interesting. So I encourage anyone to go listen, first of all, to anything that Filipovich produced with the PDO Cast. It's a phenomenal show. I love just like the blending of like normal hockey talk that I don't need to like with the analytics side of it too, where he puts it just a little more context. But it was interesting. So I encourage everyone to go listen to that. How you feeling? Game 6. What are we thinking?
I just said it, man. If Gus is up to the task of outdueling Ottinger, awesome. If not, stay out of the box, we win. Keep going in the box, both sides, we lose.
Yeah. Another takeaway, by the way, Rupe Hintz. Oh my God, what a player! Jesus,
never heard of him.
Yeah, no. She goes to a different school. But one positive note with the Wild, Brock Faber just continues to do that thing. What a goddamn player! I mean, there's not really much more we can say. We said it last show too, but like he's never playing in Iowa. Well, like he's just stepped right into the show. It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, game in, game out. And just like even the growth game to game, like whether it's just like a small play where he's executing on the wall, someone's coming down for checking hard, he's able to like somehow get the puck out and like not just dump it out, but find someone's stick and they get the clean exit. Like he's just been phenomenal. So unfortunately for you, that definitely pays away for your buddy there. But what a start to the fucking career. In a series that sucks to play in as a young defenseman, by the way. Like, this is a brutal, and he's just stepped right in. So, if you're looking for a positive note, he's been amazing and really, really worth all the hype. But we'll see what happens here. Game 6. Again, like I said, it sounds like there's not a whole lot of lineup changes coming, I don't think. And we'll see if they can simmer the fuck down, stay out of the box, or just kill a penalty / win a faceoff. Just execute the little plays, for Christ's sake. And maybe gain the zone once or twice, clean with possession. But I think that should do it. I think. Anything else from you? Any other? All right, hey, well, actually, no. Gun to your head. Prediction: Game 6, Minnesota, Dallas.
Gun to my head. I mean, gun to my head. It's a low-scoring game that we find a way to win. Call it a 2-1 or a 3-2 type game. Gus is going to stand on his head. I don't know how, but there will be less penalties called. I don't think that we're going to make any changes, so maybe they'll just give it a different roughing crew. I don't know what's going to happen there, but that's really the only way this prediction can come through because we cannot stop their power play. Our power play is garbage, but if we can keep it mostly 5-on-5, we've owned them. So I'm going a low-scoring game, taking the under, and I'm definitely not going puck line. I'm just going straight up. Someone's going to win by 1. And it's Minnesota.
Gun to your head. They should. Well, first of all, they should wheel out Foligno in a straitjacket with like the
dude, not a
Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter.
Dude. Nope, dude, we're going coffin. Undertaker.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
The place would be more lit up than Shaw doing Let's Play Hockey. Like that would be the peak.
I need it.
Well, would the league care if they did that? Like, if the Minnesota Wild decided as an organization, we're going to lean in and we're going to do this, would there be any, like, talking to on the side of, like, guys, like, we can't do this?
You know what they do? They'd relocate them to fucking Houston. Another team right to
point.
Texas. That's what they would do.
That's a good point. I don't know. As far as I know, Leopold hasn't been cheating on his wife, and there's no threat that she's going to take half his shit. So I think we're good there.
That's a leg up, you know? That's a positive development. Well, anyway, what gun am I? I'm going 3-1 Minnesota. And
3-1, okay.
Yeah, they'll sneak one in.
So you're taking the under. You're taking the puck line. So I mean, you'll make more money than I will, but all right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 3-1. Boldy's gonna get on the score sheet here. And Faber's gonna get his first playoff point. Or did he? No, he didn't. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking to it.
Boldy's on the board, but Kaprizov isn't, huh?
I never said he wasn't. But I just wanted to mention Maddie, pride of Millis, Mass, Boldy.
Yes, of course.
And Faber getting on the score sheet. So there you go.